Hey, it's Liv.
And it's Maddie, and you guys are listening to Off the Record. Off the Record is a student-made podcast where we listen to music and talk about current affairs.
Kicking off this episode, we have Faith's Angels with Love Song.
You say you love me, you wanna be mine. Everyone agrees we would be so fine. I could just pretend, said I love you, but that is something I can't do. I know that you're a good, true guy, but you know I can't lie. I don't feel the same, but you're not to blame. I'm not into you in that way. Just wanna be friends, that's the way it ends. 'Cause I can't pretend to feel the same way. That's all I have to say. They always would say that you'll find the one. Everything changes, it becomes undone. I look in your eyes, I clearly see that I don't love you, but you still love me. I know that you're a fine lady, but we're not meant to be. I don't feel the same, but you're not to blame. I'm not into you in that way. Just wanna be friends, that's the way it ends. 'Cause I can't pretend to feel the same way. That's all I have to say. Just know that I'm okay, not feeling the same way. Look, I don't love you, I clearly see. So let me ask you, you still love me?
This is a song about my toxic high school theater troupe. This song is called Drama Club. Luke, count us in.
The show is done, so let's take a bow. They're all crying 'cause it's over now. But my eyes remain dry, I don't feel a thing. I'm smiling when I'm
This is a song about the complicated and messy relationship I have with my dad. This song is called Like You. Take it away, Jack.
Could you listen to the words I'm trying to say? Please don't tell me to move on and just be okay. It will make the pain go away. I don't tell you about the things that trouble me, 'cause I think that you won't understand or believe. So instead I just let it be. You were always the one I blamed for when all of our troubles came. And now I feel very ashamed. Now I see what is true. I see through a different view. I didn't have a clue. I didn't know what you've been through. Yeah, I never really knew how much I was like you. How can you be still going strong after the fight? How do you not break when everything's not alright? How do you get through the cold nights? I guess you had to build up walls and pray that they will never fall and never feel a thing at all. Now I see what is true. I see through a different view. I didn't have a clue. I didn't know what you've been through. How do I talk to you? How do I say what I need to? I don't know what to do. I don't know how to make it through. Yeah, I never really knew how much I was like you. I know it's not much longer now until the day that you're not around. I need to tell the truth somehow. Now I see what is true. I see through a different view. I didn't have a clue. I didn't know what you've been through. How do I talk to you? How do I say what I need to? I don't know what to do. I don't know how to make it through. Yeah, I never really knew how much I was like you. Would you listen to the words I'm going to say? Could you tell me that everything will be okay? And will you love me anyway?
Thank you so much for sitting down with us, Faith.
Of
Could you
course.
tell me a little bit about yourself and your bandmates?
Okay. As you know, I'm Faith Spurrell, the leader of Faith Angels, and the main songwriter and the main singer. I got a lot of roles. Our main guitarist is Tyler Humby. He is such an amazing person to work with. And we also have Carter Marr on bass. They're also very awesome. And then we have Luke Spry on the drums, and you know, he's very talented. Honestly, all of them are. I'm so lucky to have them, because without them, you know, it'd just be me singing on stage, and you know, that's nice, but like having that full, like, rounded sound, it's just, it really just adds to the experience.
All of you played amazing together. Who are some artists that you draw inspiration from your work? I mean, all of those are original songs. They're amazing.
Yeah, actually draw a lot of inspiration from a lot of pop artists. My main inspiration is like Pink, for example. She's like one of my biggest influences. I really love her. She's like so awesome. She's like so bold. She's not afraid to say, you know, she's not afraid. And I also just find a lot of her songs very emotional and like touching on a lot of like deeper subjects that like commercial pop kind of doesn't. It's also the same thing with like Chappell Roan and Olivia Rodrigo. I also really like those two as well.
What kind of, when you say like, you know, she touches on some deeper topics, are there any that like stick out to you that, you know, you want that to reflect in your music?
I think the song Fucking Perfect, which was released around like 2010, that song in particular is about like loving yourself even if they're like flawed. Like I think the music video, like being very bold, is like very interesting, and it's a song that I definitely relate to as somebody who's been through a lot of bullying in the past, so yeah.
I think growing up, Pink was always like a really unique artist, which I've always really appreciated.
Oh yes, and even now I still really love her music. So yeah.
So your song "Love Song" that kind of challenges the expectation that everyone should feel love. Could you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, of course. So you know, obviously, like I think in media, there's always that like expectation that the girl ends up with the guy ends up with the girl, you know, all that. And throughout like most of my life, I've never really felt that way, even though like I feel like a lot of people around me were like kind of doing it already. And in high school, especially, I remember like saying to like a group of my friends, being like, "Oh, hey, I've never really felt this way toward anyone." And then they're like, "Hey, maybe you might be asexual." And I'm like, "What the heck is this?" And I do a bit more research into it, and it's basically when you don't really feel any sexual attraction. And then I found out more about like aromanticism, which is like you don't feel any romantic attraction, and then eroace, which is like both of them. Really, there's like a whole spectrum to asexuality, and you know.
This song, do you want to like try, I guess, what kind of message are you trying to convey to other people who might be going through that as well?
I would say that it's okay to feel like the way you do, and you're not wrong for not wanting to be with someone, or you know, not wanting to be with someone. You know, like I'm totally okay if you want to be with somebody, but like it's not for everyone, and you know, I think you know, we need to respect that.
Your song "Drama Club," it's kind of like telling a story about growing up and maybe not having the best group of people around you. Why do you think that was such an important story for you to tell?
Well, drama was like a part of my life, especially like acting. That's something I also do as well, and that was like one of the like my high school drama club was like one of the last times I've done it, and after that experience, like I can't really go back to like doing like theater anymore because like of my like experiences there, and I think it really just impacted the way I saw myself because I just saw like when I was looking back on it, I was thinking like, you know, it's all the things I did, and it's like, oh, I'm such a shitty person, so I deserve to be treated like shit, and it's like, obviously now, like I realize that it's really more two-sided than anything, but you know.
The song touches a little bit on, you know, about putting on this performance and hiding your feelings. Do you think younger people today, you know, face that problem a little bit more now with social media?
Yeah, I think generally when we're on social media, we have a different like persona that we throw on, and I think this just applies to like real life as well. Like we act way differently with like our teachers in comparison to our parents, in comparison to our friends, in comparison to our siblings. Like, you know, there's always something different that we do in order to like, you know, not completely offend people, or like, you know, to be like respectful and all that.
Your song, Like You, explores a complicated relationship with your dad. Could you explain how writing that kind of helped you cope?
I gotta say, that's probably one of the hardest songs that I've ever had to write. Mostly because, like, with the other two songs, like, I feel like they're kind of distant and, you know, not really, like, I've come to terms with my sexuality, and I've come to terms with what happened at Drama Club, but, like, I still talk to my dad, and I still, like, interact with him, and I've been kind of holding on to these feelings for, like, a really long time, and as I grew up, I kind of like had a lot of reflection and realized that like a lot of the perceived issues I had like came out of places that I didn't quite understand, and you know, I was kind of like writing from that perspective. Like I still have a lot of the frustrations that I had, but it's kind of with like that idea that like I know where that came from, and you know, I wanted to like get that out into a song.
This was a very personal story to tell. Was it difficult deciding whether you wanted to share it publicly or not?
I think, yeah, especially when my dad hears it, because I've not really talked with him about my own like feelings, which it's not easy because like, you know, I think he's the type of person who will like say it's fine, but then like, you know, has a cover up, and I'm honestly a lot like that too. But you know, I want this story to be heard, and you know, I want him to know that.
And there might be other people, you know, going through that exact same thing.
Of course.
For sure.
There's so many crazy things going on in the world now. Do you think that writing music and listening to music can help people?
Oh, I definitely think that does help. Like it kind of, with writing for me, it kind of helps me cope with like some of the things that happened and helps me reflect on that. And for others, like listening to it, I think it gives them a lot of catharsis. Apologies, but yeah, catharsis on like their feelings, and you know, it makes them feel like, oh, I'm not alone. There's somebody else out there that has felt the same way.
Well, Faith, thank you so much for coming out and sitting down with us and talking about your songs. And we loved hearing about the writing process and what went into them. And you're amazing. We're looking forward to hearing you at AmpFest very soon.
Oh, of course. Oh, and by the way, if you want to hear more of my music, I have a YouTube channel, and I also have Instagram and Facebook pages. They're all under Faith Spurrell Music. So if you just look me up on there, you'll find my channel where I have several videos available for you to listen to. And yes, I will be performing at AmpFest. I'm very excited to see what, you know,
We're
you
very
guys to
excited
see,
we're very excited
like,
to see you.
Yeah.
everything that's happening. So yeah.
Well, thank you so much for listening to Off the Record. We'll see you next time.